Cars and shops have been set ablaze in the Tibetan capital Lhasa, and reports say that Chinese police have fired on protesters, leaving at least 2 people dead. One witness said around 400 demonstrators had been confronted by 1,000 riot police as they threw rocks and set fire to cars and buses. It is the latest day of protests led by Buddhist monks demanding independence from China, the biggest show of defiance in Tibet for more than 20 years. From exile, the Dalai Lama denied Chinese allegations that he's masterminding the unrest. Our China correspondent Lindsay Hilsum is in Beijing.
This is exactly what the Chinese government has been dreading. 3 months before the Olympic torch is supposed to be carried through Tibet, the worst riots and demonstrations that they've seen for nearly 2 decades. Apart from the dead and the injured, I think what's really significant today is that while on Monday it started with monks protesting, today it's ordinary people. Ordinary Tibetans, many of whom resent the Han Chinese who've gone to live in Tibet and are doing very well in business there. Many of them have started attacking Chinese property, dragging it out of their shops and burning it on the streets.
These are the first pictures from Lhasa, burning cars where there are normally tourists and market stalls. This morning, hundreds clashed with police outside the famous Jokang temple. Shots were fired, and medical staff say there are many injured.
What it's involved is groups of local residents. These are ordinary Lhasa citizens who have been attacking any property which looks Chinese, smashing windows, hurling stones at little shops and restaurants. They've been breaking into shops which have been shuttered up in a hurry by ethnic Chinese traders, and they have been dragging out property, clothes, food, any things that are now being sold.
This morning's demonstration started at the Jokang temple. Rioting and looting spread to the Barkor, the main market area. Armoured vehicles are said to be patrolling the Potala Palace, the traditional seat of the exiled Dalai Lama. Paramilitaries are surrounding the Drepung Monastery and 2 other monasteries. The Dalai Lama's envoy to Brussels said information was sketchy.
In Tibet it takes so much time, and even now, after 4 days, we do not know how many were shot, how many are injured, how many are arrested. We don't have the real figure, and this is, I think, a big concern.
The unrest has spread. These pictures show monks demonstrating in Xiahe, a Tibetan ethnic area inside China proper, where up to 300 monks are reported to have called for independence for Tibet and the return of the Dalai Lama. Across the border, the Indian government has been arresting Tibetan exiles. They've been trying to march back to Tibet to protest what they see as Chinese occupation.
Lindsay, how serious is this dissent for the Chinese government?
From the information that we've been getting, it looks as if it is very serious, possibly the most serious dissent that we've seen since 1989 in Tiananmen Square. Although there's been restiveness, there's been uprisings by groups of monks. There was one in November when they were objecting to what's called patriotic education. People were arrested then. This is the first time since 1989 that we've seen ordinary Tibetans out on the street protesting and rioting. So I think this is an extremely significant development in China.